Hi everyone, let's take a look at the worksheet for today on decimals, and we are still focusing on the tenths place value. Let's take a look at the first question. Question number 1. Fill in the blanks to express each number as a fraction and a decimal. An example is shown below. Do take note that for the fraction, you either write it as a proper fraction or a mixed number. So for example, for part A, 1.8, if we were to write the place value chart, we know that before the decimal point, it is ones place. After the decimal point, it is the tenths place. Therefore, we know that there are 18 tenths. So I can write it as an improper fraction as 18 tenths. But in this case, the question wants us to express it as a mixed number. They do not want it as an improper fraction like this. So therefore, we have to do the conversion. Okay, so how do we do it? We know that 1, so it is 1 whole, and 8 tenths. How do you write 8 tenths as a number? As a fraction. 8 tenths is simply 8 out of 10 equal parts. And therefore the answer is 1 whole, 8 tenths. Let's go on to part B. How do we write 0.6 as a fraction? Same thing. We draw the place value chart. In front of the decimal point is ones. Behind the decimal point is tenths. Therefore, there is no ones, there is only 6 tenths. This is already a proper fraction. Let's go on to part C, 2.3. Same thing, we label the place value chart. Okay, we know that in this case, there are 2 ones, so it's 2 wholes. How do I write 3 tenths as a fraction? It is simply 3 tenths. Therefore, the answer for part C is 2 wholes and 3 tenths. Moving on next, let's look at part D. For part D, you are given the fraction and you're supposed to write the decimal, the number. So I have here 5 whole and 9 tenths. So what this means is 5 ones dot 9 tenths is actually 0.9, so it's 0.9. And therefore the answer is 5.9. We do a check. Is 5.9 equals to 59 tenths? Yes, it is. Now let's go on next. Part E. You are given 7 ones, 7 wholes, and 1 tenth. How do you write it as a number? 7 whole is simply 7 ones dot 1 tenth, so it's 1. And then we do a double check. 7.1 is indeed equals to 71 tenths. So the answer is correct. Now let's go on and look at question number 2. You are given a number and you're supposed to solve the question. In the number 139.4, let's label the place value chart. Okay, starting from the place value just before the decimal point, 9 is ones, 3 is tenths, 1 is hundred, 4 is in the tenth place. Okay, let's take a look at part A. The digit 3 is in the what place? What place value is the digit 3? We focus on the digit 3. It is in the tens place. So digit 3 is in the tens place. That's the answer for part A, tens. Let's go on to part B. The value of digit 9 is what? So we focus on digit 9. Value means they are asking for the actual number. So we know that in digit 9, it is 9 ones. So how do we write 9 ones as a number? What is the value, the actual number? It is simply 9. For part C, the digit watt stands for 100. So whenever the blank is just beside the word digit, they are actually asking for a single number. So this single number, which digit stands for 100? We look carefully. 100, what is the digit? It is 1. Next, for part D, the value, once again they're asking for the value, which is the actual number of digit 4. What is the value of digit 4? Let's focus on the digit 4. It is in the 10th place. So what is the value of 4 tenths? How do you write it as a number, the actual number? Okay, so from what we have learned last lesson, whenever we see tenths, that means the decimal point moved 1 decimal place forward, and the answer should be a 0.4. This is the answer for part D. Let's go on to question number 3A. 18 tenths. The place value of tenths means you have to move the decimal point one decimal place forward, and therefore the answer would be 1.8. Now we go on to part B. We are given a number 53.6 and we are supposed to fill in the blank. So whenever we are given a number, we label the place value chart. In front of the dot is a ones place, and moving forward it is the tens place. Behind the decimal point it is the tenths place. So if we were to do a match, 5 tenths is shown here, 5 tenths. Moving on, 3 ones on the right side of the equation is equals to 3 ones on the left side of the equation. So now you have to fill in the blank. How many tenths are there? Look carefully. There are 6 tenths. So the answer for part B is 6. Let's continue to part D. 40 tenths and 7 tenths. Write it as a number. Now what is the value of 40 tenths? 40, and you write a 0 behind. So 40 tenths is actually 400. How about the value of 7 tenths? Same thing, whenever we see tenths, we move to the decimal point 1 decimal place forward, we get a 0.7. So if we do a calculation, 400 and 0.7, make sure you align the numbers correctly in the correct place value. 400 is equivalent to 400.0. So if we were to add 0 plus 7, 7, decimal point, 0, 0, and 4. Therefore, the answer for question 3C should be 400.7. Did you get it correct? Let's go on to part D. 86.5. Same thing, whenever we're given a number, we write the place value chart label. So in front of the decimal point is the ones place. Moving forward, it is the tens place. After the decimal point, it is the tenths place. So now it's simply matching. 80, we have over here 8 tenths. 8 tenths is indeed equals to 80. Plus a blank, which we are going to find out what it is, plus 0.5. 0.5 is equivalent to 5/10. And therefore the missing blank has to be 6/1. What is the value of 6/1? 6. Last question, question 3E. Add these four numbers together to find out the final answer. So we're going to do our working at the side. 100 plus 30 plus 4 plus 0.8. So write in all the 0.0. 100 is equals to 100.0. 30 is equal to 30.0. 4 is equal to 4.0. Align, make sure they are aligned neatly in the correct columns. Add them together, starting from the last place value, which is the 10th place. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. The decimal point remains. 0 plus 0 plus 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 3, 3. 1 plus nothing, 1. So the answer for this question is 134.8. So this is the answer. This is the end of the worksheet. Thank you.